Do not touch that dial, because still coming up on Get Down to Business, we've got Bob Jordan, who's going to be talking to us about some more entrepreneurship topics. And we're also talking with Chris Everett, who's going to tell us what decisions and how you should look at college planning. We've got a great segment, a great show lined up, and we're going to be talking about buying office supplies and how to save money on that for your small business. Lots of great information. We're joined on the AM 560 line with Bob Jordan. Bob, thanks for joining us on Get Down to Business.
Thanks, Shalom. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Fantastic. So, Bob, you wrote a book called How They Did It, $1 Billion Insights from the Heart of America. That is a book I've got to purchase because I've got to hear that. We're all about featuring entrepreneurial successes. But tell us, how did you get involved in sort of this entrepreneurship scene?
I've been working with entrepreneurs my whole career, and I really wanted to understand, how does somebody start with nothing and get to $1 billion success? And so that is what resulted in the book. We wanted to look at entrepreneurs who had started from scratch, grown, and ultimately sold a business for $100 million or more, or went public at $300 million or more. And that was a group where it ended up with a series of 45 interviews.
Fantastic. And tell us about, you've got two initiatives that you're pushing right now, Red Flash and the Association of Interim Executives. Tell us a little bit about both of those.
Well, Red Flash is my company, and we work with hard-charging entrepreneurs. And in a lot of cases, the things we do are called interim management assignments, and so we formed the association. There's one association in the world for executives that do contract and project work, and it's called the Association of Interim Executives. And your listeners can learn more about that at www.interimexecs.org.
Interesting. And I just was speaking with Bruce Leon of Tandem HR, and we were talking about, outsourcing needs, but I think you're going in a different direction. Interim executives. Why would a company choose to have an interim executive in their operation?
There are a lot of reasons. One of them could be that things are going horribly wrong, and so the current company, the owners, the team, needs fresh outside talent to come in, talent that is very experienced in helping with turnaround. The flip side, the opposite, could be companies that are growing fast but can't afford or need full-time. So, for example, you see a lot of companies that will bring in a part-time CFO. We help with that.
Fantastic. So are you a sort of a headhunting firm? Are you involved in the placement, or just sort of in the interim phase, you're identifying the talent and putting them into that operation at that critical time?
Yes, it is usually that at a critical time we're helping identify talent. The association has now started acting in a way like a headhunter and setting up contracts with companies.
Cool.
There's a booming need for this. In Europe, this has been understood for a generation. In the U.S., business people are just starting to understand there is this resource all around them. And
you are a Chicagoland-based operation?
We're in Chicago. The executives who take on these kind of assignments are all around the world, and they go anywhere for these assignments.
Interesting. And are they, well, you mentioned that they're all around the world. Is there ever any scenario that somebody might do some work for one of the companies that you're servicing remotely?
Well, the headquarters are here, but the executives are located all over. In a way, this is a little similar to Tandem, which is that what we're seeing is some of these executive functions have been outsourced.
Interesting. And so you are here in Chicago, and you started up the Association of Interim Executives, which is educating sort of the business world about this newer and growing specialty while providing easy access between the great interim executives of the world and the corporations the owners seeking that fast and strategic tail. And Red Flash, which sort of is very, very closely tied into that association, a team of trusted business builders taking on those tasks at that critical time of a product launch, and sometimes it sounds like difficult times in the business as well. Very, very interesting. Bob Jordan, how can people learn more about the association, and how can people learn more about you, your book, and, of course, your important business, Red Flash?
Well, thank you, Shalom. Probably the easiest thing is to go to one of our websites. Red Flash is, as the name implies, it's at redflash.com. And the book, How They Did It, at the same name, howtheydidit.com.
And again, I'm going to be picking up a copy of Robert Jordan's book, How They Did It, $1 Billion Insights from the Heart of America, those profiles of businesses that have sort of gotten over that hump and are making a difference. And Bob, you're doing a lot of great stuff. Looking forward to continuing the conversation and having you back on Get Down to Business. Thanks for joining us. Get Down to Business is brought to you in part by Everett Wealth Solutions, a registered investment advisor and financial planning firm, a fiduciary advisor that helps you create your personal wealth. You can find them at everettwealthsolutions.com or call 708-771-7777. That's an easy number to remember, 708-771-7777. And we're going to be talking with Chris Everett right after the break about how families should be sort of approaching that college planning decision and how they should be choosing which college and what career path to send their kids on. Great discussion. We're excited to have Chris on the air with us again just after the break. And I'm also going to be sharing those tips that I mentioned about how to purchase office supplies. You could join me at the business event, which is an all-day free business and employment expo on October 30th. Find out more information and register online on my website, where you can also download podcasts from Get Down to Business. The website is shalomklein.com. Don't touch that dial. Lots more small business and entrepreneurship information. You're on with Get Down to Business.